guys, what a match today! What a turnaround from the Burnley game.
Yeah, I mean, what a result, you know. We kind of went from the sky's the limit, beating Man City, doing the double over them, the first team since Wolves to do that at the Etihad, then to lose to Burnley. It's like two different ends of the table, and then to come back today, a decent reaction, a 4-0 win. Sum it up. What are your thoughts?
Well, we just looked complete, and every single player on the pitch, I thought did a really good job today. There was no like real obvious weak links in the team, and I know that we have to take into consideration the opponent, how much space they left behind, and we knew Leeds were going to do that. That's kind of how Leeds have been playing this season. But I thought that we came in with a plan. Our plan was to get in behind, and we stuck to that plan, and we executed it perfectly. By the way, how are you, Brian Zagel?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. All going well. Bob's birth, thank God. It's just to get off. Now you've mentioned it, and now I've mentioned it. Is on the up all the time now. So thankfully, I can go home now with the good knowledge that my brother, aka Superman, is doing better. So looking forward to seeing my wife, as I've only seen her for 3 weeks in the last 4 months face to face. So that'll be good. But hopefully, I'll be signing off with a win against Borough as well. So then I can. Go home on 2 back-to-back victories. But yeah, when you saw that, let's go back. When you saw that starting lineup, what were your initial thoughts?
I won't lie. I was. It was like a mixture of worry, but also I was excited that we had some change. And I guess the worry I'm talking about is Doherty starting. But as Dan pointed out, Emerson has just been so annoying to watch, so frustrating, and so I mean, and we saw it today. Doherty put in a good performance. It was mainly him, Sessegnon, and Winks that I was worried about, but they all put in a really good shift. I think Sessegnon is, I mean, he's making claims. He might be able to make that left-sided wing-back spot his, I think.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Just speaking on the fullbacks, we've got a super chat here from Koba, I think is how you pronounce it, and he says, if you see Coach Stell on the show, ask him if he still take Emerson over Doherty. I'll actually message him that right now. But
I'm sure he's watching. But yeah, do you know what? I want to talk about. I'm going to ask you the question that I've been asking everyone. But we asked about Harry Winks' performance. So people in the chat now, because Henry's looking at the laptop. What are you giving Doherty today out of 10? Let's see what everyone's got to say. But Colin, before we talk about Doherty, as I've been asking people, if I had said to you before the game, I'm going to go to a bookmaker's and I'm going to put a bet on Doherty to score and get an assist, what would your initial reaction have been?
Hope you don't need that money. Hope you got it to throw it away. But I'm sure the returns on that would have been amazing.
I think that would have been outstanding.
I reckon that was in the 50 to 60 to 1, maybe higher.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a betting man when it comes to bookies. I put stupid bets on, i.e. tattoos, but not financial ones. But yeah, I think that would have been a huge bet. But what would you say about Matt Doherty's performance?
I thought he looked really good. He looked good going forward. He looked good defending. Dare I say, I know it's against Leeds. It's so hard to gauge a performance against a team that plays the way Leeds does, that leaves themselves so exposed at the back. But they do attack very well, and he defended well. I mean, whenever I saw that our fullbacks were going to be, Sessegnon, and Doherty against Rafinha, I was afraid. But we handled it with aplomb. I thought that Matt Doherty, I would give him at least a 7.5 that game, 7.5.
Yeah,
and
I mean, on Doherty on the Sofa Score actually got an 8.2 rating. I'd probably say an 8 to an 8.5 would. I mean, is about fair. I mean, a goal and assist from Doherty.
Yep.
That's what Trent
exactly. And a clean sheet. Don't forget, and a clean sheet too. So
do you
what
think
are the people?
This is him turning it around? Like, do you think that? Because we all knew whenever he came into our squad, we expected so much more. We knew he was Premier League proven. We knew that he was an offensive threat, and we haven't seen much of that. Do you guys think that this might be Conte putting some more trust in him, and him maybe starting to show why we purchased him?
I've actually been asking on my channel. I've been asking him to start for about a month because Emerson. I mean, I'm probably going to get criticised for this, but I think Emerson Royale is the worst right back we've signed in the Premier League. He actually does nothing. Every time he gets down the wing,
remember he's not a right wing back
anymore.
Ben was right. The thing is with Ben, and Ben was right in saying this. He was bought in Nuno to play as a right back in the back four. for the 4-3-3.
Okay, so yeah, but
And then he
can't
went to
defend.
right wing back. No, do you know what? Some defensive performances have been okay. His
But-
going forward, it needs serious work. And there has been games like I was at Man City as well, and games of Man when he's got Romero next to him. When Romero is next to Emerson.
If
it's
you were
a
next to Romero, you'd look a good
No,
defender.
but this is the thing. When it was Sanchez, there was a blatant breakdown in communication with them, and it just didn't work. So
I get what you're saying. It's like when Arnold plays against Van Dijk, it gives you that confidence.
Yeah.
But you look at our recruitment, we've gone from Kyle Walker at the time.
Oh, we've
the
gone downhill,
Best
everyone.
right back in
Yeah.
the league. We then went to Kieran Trippier, who could actually put a cross in.
Yep.
Then we went to Aurier, who could put a cross in probably 45% of the time. Then we went to Doherty, who at the time everyone was happy about because he, like Colin said, that was a good offensive threat. And then we've just gone even lower down. Like, I struggle to see who Emerson Royale starts for. Does he start for Norwich? No, he doesn't. 'cause
Not
Max-
Barcelona, that's for sure.
Yeah, Barcelona paid £7 million because they owed 50% of the rights with Real Betis.
Yep.
And they've gone, do you know what? We want 30 million euros or 27 million euros, and we've gone and paid for that.
Correct.
Paratici's cooking this and that. How can you tell me £30 million of all the right backs in Europe, we have got Emerson Chicken Royale?
Oh no, I mean don't get me wrong. With the right backs, and I keep using David the Irish Hotspur for saying this. If you look at it, when we got 50 million for Kyle Walker, we should have spent the right money getting the right wing back in. We have spent
have
over,
Cancelo.
but we spent over 50 million trying to replace him.
And we've just got worse and worse
Yeah,
and
and
worse.
they have got worse and worse. But when the original thing you were saying, Colin, about Doherty, for me, it goes back to the question that I asked Brad, where with this performance, is it a case of the Conte pipe bomb that he dropped after Burnley, or is it the fact that we played Leeds? And let's face it, their style of play is we're going to just attack, and be open, and they don't change. So I think this game is very, very hard to gauge. I think when we go to Middlesbrough, if Doherty starts, that will be a better gauge just because they will play, and they'll probably try to do the low block because they know that's where we stumble, and they were very, very disciplined against United. So I think when it comes to, is this the revival of Doherty? Like I was saying as well, I mean, when people say, is this the time now where we kick on? We need another good performance, and then say, right, okay, now we're building something. But yes, we haven't spoken about the man of the moment with you. Let's talk about the player that we are honoured, blessed, and have the privilege to watch every single week. Let's talk about Harry Kane and your thoughts on that performance.
About as complete of a striker's performance as you'll ever see, I think, in your lifetime. Who else? You know, I guess Wayne Rooney could kind of do it, and I guess Messi can kind of do it. But what other players can drop back and play? You know, can play the 9 and the 10 basically. And Kane is brilliant. I mean, he's brilliant at it, and his link up play, his ability to see passes. All it takes is one quick glance up, you know, and he'll spot a runner, and play an inch perfect ball into them. It's crazy. Every time that I watch him play, I just feel like I'm being treated as something really special because how many players can, for one, okay, his goal that he scored was class, absolutely class. So he goes from doing that in the first half to then in the second half playing these inch perfect balls to people running full speed. They don't even have to break stride to get on the end of his through balls. I mean, it was like magic, really. And everyone said his performance against City was amazing, and it really was. But this was just something else entirely. And like you said, a lot of that is the fact that it's Leeds, the fact that they don't defend very well. But still, you can only play what's in front of you, and he completely exploited that and you know, made them all look very silly. Was it Rodrigo? Was it Rodrigo that fouled him really hard?
Yep.
That made me so angry.
went
But
to
that's just a
VAR as
test. That's just a testament, though, to the fact that how angry he makes other players. You know, he can get in their heads just by playing his game. He doesn't have to play any mind games. He doesn't have to, you know, mess with people. He just plays his game, and you know, people can't stop him. They get frustrated. They lash out. The only thing is, I was worried about him and his ankles and his recurring injuries, but you know, he got up and was fine.
Yeah, I mean, I've asked you this. I've asked pretty much every Spurs supporter I know. How highly do you rate Harry Kane? Because, you know, he's probably the best player to have never won a trophy. Like, how can he be this good I mean,
Yep.
the Golden Boot winner, the Playmaker Award last season, World Cup Golden Boots, took England to the first final we've been to since 1966. How good is this man?
As good as they come. I honestly think if it weren't for the fact that he was born and was playing during the careers of Messi and Ronaldo, even though they're towards the end of their careers, I think that he would definitely be in the talk and in the mix for best player in the world. And the fact that he's not mentioned like that by very many people, I think is kind of disrespectful to him.
Do you think that's because he hasn't won a trophy? Because you
Yeah,
look at
I mean,
Lewandowski.
I'm sure that's part of it, but individually, you can't get much better than he is. Like you said, all the Golden Boots, the Playmaker Awards, and across multiple competitions, Golden Boot at the World Cup. It's not just in the Premier League that he's doing it, and yeah, trophies have something to do with it for sure. But he can't do everything. We see him trying. We see him, heading balls off of the goal line. We see him, threading passes. We see him scoring goals. He tries to do it all, but unfortunately, he just can't. And I think that I heard a rumor today. I saw a rumor that Conte has been told by Daniel that he's going to be backed with money this summer. And if that's true at all, and if we get some players in there to complement Kane, yeah, I think he'd get his trophy very easily. I think the two players that we brought in during the January transfer window have been great so far. And if we can keep making signings of that quality or better, sky's the limit. I think that trophy is coming if he stays at Spurs. I guess that is.
Colin, I've just seen it. I might have to start calling you Kulusevski. Actually, you've got a bit of that look, so I might have to start calling you that when I get back. But yeah, anything else you want to say before we let you go? But plug your channel also, Colin, 'cause it's a great channel.
Well, yeah, I was going to just say thank you so much for allowing me on today. It's always a pleasure to be on this wonderful show that I feel like kind of birthed all of our YouTube, fan stuff. So thank you guys very much. Say hi to Ben and Sim for me when you see them. And then, yeah, if you guys just want to, if anyone watching wants to come check out my channel, it's called Talkin' Ball. I run it with my wonderful friend, Tiago. And we do a Monday show that's just kind of joking around, chatting with friends. And that one's at 10 p.m. UK time. And then we've got a Thursday show that's more of like a tactical analysis game coming up, reviewing the game past. And that's same time, 10 p.m. on Thursdays. So yeah, come check it out. Talking Ball is the name of the channel.
Yeah, go and check it out. It's a great channel. Colin's a great guy, personal friend of mine, or we've become personal friends. I saw him in the UK this time that I've been over here because we were in London at the same time. Yes, everyone go check out Talking Ball. And Colin, I will speak to you a lot more when obviously I'm back on the same time zone as you, but always a pleasure, brother.
Hey, big up, guys.